Right, coming up next to the stage, I'd like to invite my co-host, Naomi Fitter!
It's too bad I'm terrified of people. My shoe's untied. I'm just gonna roll with it. I'm getting older, and I don't have any children, but I'm allergic to cats. And accordingly, I find myself becoming a plant lady of sorts. And I think this lifestyle has some advantages. Like, plants are less expensive than cats, so I can still afford my vibrant metropolitan lifestyle. And plants are lower maintenance than cats, so I still have plenty of time for doing science. The only thing you have to watch out for is raids by the federal government. I also keep a pet Roomba, you know, those vacuum cleaning robots. I thought that would be a hardy pet choice since it's inanimate and made of metal, but I still managed to kill it through neglect. I left it in a hot car with the windows rolled up, and some of its transistors exploded. Please be careful with your Roombas, that is absolutely true. A little more about me. I'm a millennial. Wow, that is a lot of love from other millennials I see. I'm a millennial, so my favorite color is YOLO. I love drinking Mountain Dew Code Red, but I tried to quit a few years ago when I learned that it contains flame retardant. Sorry. Now I drink it only occasionally. You know, just enough to keep my smoking hotness at bay. I don't know if you're laughing with me or at me. I appreciate it either way. I'm not very good at grinding on people. Occasionally some guy will come up to me at the club and try to dance on me and soon give up, finding my moves tense and inadequate. What makes grinding hard for me is I don't understand where the penis goes. And it's hard for me to anticipate like which gyration direction is coming next. So ladies, if you're having trouble with creeps at the club, try my approach to fending them off. Overthink the dynamics of it is very effective. Now that adult coloring books are a thing, I've been thinking about getting into the market of adult coloring books. Like, you could invest in my Kickstarter today and get a copy of our inaugural release, Blondes, Brunettes, and/or Redheads. Or maybe you're feeling underrepresented in dirty magazines. We've got you covered. Our adult coloring books come with a 32 set of skin-colored crayons. Maybe you like your ladies thick and curvaceous, thin as can be. We've got you covered there too. You decide what's skin, what's wallpaper, and what's poorly construed tribal tattoos. Our coloring books have something for everyone. I make robots. I guess I've spoiled that in this set by doing other things earlier. But I know what you may be wondering. But no, I haven't built a sex robot yet. Although when I do, this crowd will be the first to hear. I know where the perverts gather. My parents, who are both musicians, don't know what they did wrong. They always say, we started her on piano at 3 and violin at 5. How on earth did she get interested in science? But my path to engineering has been unwavering because I never wanted to have to wait in line for the bathroom ever again. It's a little bit of a thinker. There are not a lot of women in robotics. Most of my coworkers assume I'm a dude. The last group I worked with didn't notice that I had a vagina until we all went to the gym together. They peeled off for the men's locker room, I went off for the women's. They were like, oh, see you inside, I guess? I don't mind the misgendering though, I don't mind it. Because if they think I'm a man, maybe they'll pay me the same as my male counterparts. Very nice. That's my most political joke. Now I'll tell you my nerdiest joke. Have you ever thought about Mobius strippers? They'd be the worst strippers ever because they keep taking off more and more clothes, but never get naked. That was a fresh college-level math joke, so those who chuckled at it are probably too broke to buy you a drink. But I appreciate it. When people do notice that I'm a woman, the results are often a little worse. Like the first time I ever attended a robotics team meeting, the faculty advisor saw me walk in, beamed, and said, "Our new secretary is here." Oh, too real. There are a lot of lady roboticists in the audience. You know what I'm talking about. I went to graduate school with an all-male cohort of classmates, and sometimes we'd go out to dinner together, and within the first 5 minutes, someone would always make a joke about how I was the only woman there. So I had to flip the script and say things like, all of you are not women. Among all the bosoms at the table, mine is the amplest. Out of all our job application diversity statements, mine will be the best. Sometimes you just have to find the silver lining. Another time I was working at a big tech company, and they had lady intern events to help all the women who were working there bond with one another. They took us to a cooking class. It was like they were saying, okay, we see that you're very good at computer science and stuff, but are you prepared to please your husband? It was mixed feelings. I do love to cook. I made some mean tacos at that event. Some people wonder why the gender balance in engineering is so bad. I actually do not wonder this because every year I show a high-fiving robot to 400 local public school children, and every year my robot high-fives a 3-year-old girl right in the face. I am classically conditioning women to avoid careers in technology. I really do not want to wait in line for the bathroom. The last lab that I worked for was a haptics lab, and haptics is an area where we study the sensing abilities of the human fingertip and try to use that to help robots feel things too. That's why our motto was haptics. We do hand stuff. We took this motto very seriously. When I first arrived in the lab, my job was to make a robot stroke parallel-sided objects for hours on end to learn what they felt like. sometimes I got a little bit turned on. Another project when I first arrived in lab was called Stroke Sleeve. It was a rehabilitative device to help people who had experienced a stroke to recover and do exercises. But a group of junior high students let us know it also means something else. Do not Google stroke sleeve at work or you will find a male masturbation device. Be careful when naming your projects. And in one moment of brilliance, my advisor at the time proposed that we unite all of the haptics labs in Philadelphia under the tagline, Haptics. She heard it as soon as she said it. I messed that one all up. That probably means I should go soon. I'll close with a few last jokes. The day after the last presidential election was a hard day for me because on that day I sprained my wrist really badly while plugging in my computer. It was a terrible sprain. It was a terrible sprain. I had to go to the doctor. I talked to her, and she diagnosed me with tendinitis. She said I may never type again. It's very serious for this audience. As was recently mentioned, I finished my doctorate in robotics a while ago. I don't know if I want people to call me Dr. Fitter, though. To me, Dr. Fitter sounds like an off-brand soda that nobody wants to drink. Dr. Fitter. Dr. Naomi is a little better, but it sounds more like a daytime talk show host than somebody who does science. I'm not very traditional, but sometimes I think about taking my husband's last name, Vilk. Dr. Vilk sounds evil. But it's at least a scientist name. And while thinking about changing my last name, I occasionally daydream about changing it to Embargo. Because if my name were Naomi Embargo, then my full name read backwards would be, "Oh, grab me, I moan." That is true. You can work it out later. Write it down on paper. I'm going to yield the stage to someone else now. Thank you for listening.